My name's Helen, I'm the Diddy Stitcher, my pronouns are she, her. It is Friday the 8th of March already. I feel like we're chugging along after, 3 years of January and 5 seconds of February. Let's get into it. Last week video we pulled this 6 of Cups for like nostalgia, childhood innocence, and I think I kind of embodied that because I felt like I wanted to just be free with my stitching, just start the things you want to start, work on the things you want to work on, no restraints. And I think it has worked because I've had several starts and finishes, and I was in kind of a groove. It did get a little bit too much for me. I was kind of all over the place, and I could feel myself not being able to grasp the reins again, which is okay. I liked just jumping on things when I wanted to jump on them. But I was talking to some friends and I said, I just feel a bit too much with my stitching. And I hate to say that because I love my stitching. It's not that I fell out of love with my stitching. Anyway, I tried to embrace the childlike, whimsy of it all, and I did, and I learnt some of it's good, not the whole time. So I'll be trying to rein it back. I'm trying to put stuff in place that I'll talk about to keep the kind of sweet stitch what you want when you want vibe, but in my own kind of controlled way. Anyway, that's what we had last time. This time I've pulled the King of Swords. And I had to check this. This came up 2 videos ago. So we had the King of Swords, then we had the Hanged Man, then we had... what did we do? King of Swords, Hanged One. No, it needs to go further back. Hanged One, King of Swords, Hanged One, 6 of Cups, King of Swords. So I said when I pulled the Hanged One again, I feel like I maybe missed the point of the card. The card wants to, say, listen again. And with the Hanged One, I kind of reinterpreted it. I thought, right, maybe I missed the message last time. This time, I think because when I pulled this, I talked about Tim Minchin, if you remember, and his 9-minute beat poem Storm, and I wanted to basically stitch the poem, and I've been working on it kind of the last 4 weeks since I pulled. Is it 4, maybe 6 weeks? It's been on my mind, it's been there, but I was trying to work out how big to do it, font to do it. I dyed some fabric that didn't turn out how I wanted, but it's still cool, and I'll show you that in haul. I've been doing some ice dyeing, it's very cool. But not what I wanted for this project, and I was starting to think, maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe I should just stop. And this card coming out again, because this was King of Swords is know your truth, stand your ground, but be open to new ideas or challenges of the way that you feel about things, and I think Storm is that embodies that message. So yeah, this coming out makes me feel like I should carry on with that project. Even if I'm not stitching it just yet, I should carry on with the project. So if you've got a project that maybe is languishing, maybe you're thinking of UFOing or not starting, or maybe think again of why that project would be meaningful to you. That's what I'm getting anyway. Let's find my page now. What I'm loving. So since the last time I filmed, 2 weeks and a day ago, I have binge watched the entirety of Downton Abbey. 6 seasons, 8 to 10 episodes per season, hour plus long episodes. If that isn't, ADHD hyperfocus, I don't know what is. And just loving it. It's just easy, but easy viewing. Apart from Sybil. If you know, you know. But light-hearted, yet it feels really, decadent and elegant, and then, you've got loads of good storylines with the downstairs staff, and it's just brilliant. Haven't watched it in a while. Decided to binge it. And finished the final episode last night. Haven't watched the film, the New Era, New Age, whatever it's called. I don't think it's on Netflix. Yeah, I was watching everything on Netflix. But it said it was coming out March 15th or something. March 5th, is it? 15th? Is that the Ides of March? So yeah, maybe I'll watch that when it comes out. But I've just been loving it. When I say that I need something to watch or listen to when I'm working to focus, that's evidence of that. Because I've binge watched 6 series while working. And it helps. But yeah, love Downton Abbey. Okay, stitching. Finishes. Let's have a look. So my first finish in these 2 weeks was my section of Forest Flower by Ink Circles. This is part of the second most magnificent Ink Circles round robin. I'm in Team Withy Windle? Is that what it's called? The Forest of Withy Windle? I'm not au fait with the fandom. Team 40 count is what we are. So myself, Julia, Julicious, who is organising it, Kim, Crafty Teach DIYs, and Natty, Stitching Natty. So I've got this finished. I did a conversion to Sulky and one Aurifil, 12 weight. So it's chunky on 40 count, but not impossible to stitch, I don't think. But yeah, finished my little corner. I'm going to send this out probably tomorrow to Kim. And then it's early, but then hopefully she can finish it by Stitch North, and then I think she hands off to Natty. So we can do it in person. And if Julia sends me theirs soon, I mean, the deadline is the end of the month anyway, so if I get it in time, I can stitch it really fast and give Julia's to Kim while I'm in Canada. that's the plan anyway. But yeah, this is Forest Flower by Ink Circles. This is 40 count Cafe au Lait by Zweigart, the Cursed Fabric. So that was a finish. I'm classing it as a finish because I'm not doing any more stitching on this, but it's not fully finished because I'll wait till it comes home to me to frame. Put that over there because I've got a little envelope to send to Kim. Next finish is an FFO. Should I show this first? I don't know. It all happened rather quickly. So this pattern, gosh, is called Moth, and it's by Hello Treacle, Amy at Hello Treacle. I'm a subscriber, so she sends out PDF patterns every month for like £2.50 or something. So that's one of them. She does like a whole stash box where you get the pattern and all the threads and fabric and other goodies as well. I don't need a stash enhance. I just get the PDF patterns. So yeah, I stitched this. So this is 1/1 on 28 count linen. It's one of those permin ones that I picked up at that thing. It's where I used little quilting pegs to like hold it together while it was drying, and it's I might try and fix that. This is one of these tiny little hoops that I just had in the stash, some purple ribbon wrapped around it, and then I thought this was cute to hang down, and a little loop, so it's like a little ornament. You could hang it on a hook, on a door handle, whatever. I think it's cool, you know. So this is my smalls exchange for Stitch North. I've not done a smalls exchange before. I don't know if this is too small. I'm very bad at finishing stuff that's just not in a frame. You know, hence the back. But I think it's alright. I put love into it. I hope they'll see that. But yeah, I just wanted something done. You know, I'll put it in a little bag with some little goodies and stuff. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared, but I'm not gonna change it. I'm not gonna do another one. I'm just gonna do that, and we'll see. What now? My other finish not FFO, is my Let's Make a Statement number 4 from D's 20 Stitches. This is Gender Affirming Care Saves Lives. I think I showed you my like really terrible start last video, but managed to get this stitched, and then last night in a kind of whirlwind through the office, I cut it up. I put my little sandwich of little batting and then black felt like I have with the other ones that are not hung up at the minute because I brought them down. So this is how I finished them. So you can see that's just like the black felt on the back, and then I'll stick the pom-poms on the front and then like tacky glue them and then stitch them on for a bit of extra support. And then I've got the rest of this ribbon reel to add to, so that will go on there. Ooh, like that. And it'll be another lovely bunting. I love this so much. I'm so happy. It makes me so happy when I see it every day. And the bigger it gets, the more happy I get. So yeah, this is 28 count navy blue even weave from Zweigart, as with all the other ones. All the call for DMCs. Instead of using a variegated where D calls for the Brennan needle, floss, or the substitute DMC variations, I like stitch 2 2 3 2 2 of the transfer lag colours, just to keep it consistent with the other ones that I've done. So yeah, really happy with that. Happy that it's kind of half fully finished, because this bit is like the fiddly bit. It's not even fiddly, because I would say the stitching of the pom-poms is probably more fiddly, and then the stitching of the ribbon. But it's like I have to climb right to the top of my wardrobe and get out the batting and the felt, and then press it with like the fusible stuff. And so I'm glad I did that, because that, maybe it's not fussy, it's just like a big hurdle to jump with that one. So yeah, and I love these lions. How majestic are they? Beautiful. So yeah, that was that one. So I'll have the FFO to show you next time. Okay, whips. So last time we rolled, I can't remember what the number was, but it was to work on my chatelaine. And the goal for the year on my chatelaine is to finish page 9. So let me show you the page. Don't copy it. It's one page of a whole thing, but I have to say it. So I have the PDF of the pattern. My husband blew it up and printed it in the right kind of dimensions for me. So I have pages rather than like work. I started kind of in the center, and then once I got to the top, I broke it down into linear pages. So this is page 9. So I've got this bit to do, where I've got gaps here. These are all beads that I'm going to do at the end. So let's see what it looks like in real life. This is Amazing Lavender Garden. Oh, there's a massive helicopter. Don't know what that's for. Amazing Lavender Garden Kaleidoscope by Chatelaine. This is the area that I was working on. Now, I do like to put a before and after. I'm going to try and find the one that I last showed on the video. And then I do need to figure out a way in Notion to know what it looked like when I last showed it on a Flosstube. I have like a Flosstube stats thing that I can pull up on my Notion of what I have worked on since the last video. I haven't worked out of like when a project was last seen on a video. I need to work that out. If any Flosstubers have already done that in Notion, please let me know. Otherwise I have to think of another way. Anyway, before and after of what I worked on. So yeah, okay, all around here. And then this is the next page down, but I just took my thread as far as it would go. So this is what I need to work on next, which is, another one of these lavender fields, they call it, I think, in the pattern. Let me show you straight up. So yeah, lots of cross stitching on this one. All this background is cross stitch, and then some cross stitch with some Algerian eyelets, with some petite treasure braid, some like rice stitches, which I love. That's just in DMC, but it's so nice. Petite Treasure braids. Lots and lots of fun. Had fun with that one. This time, maybe next time I pull, I'll complete the goal for the year. I can't work out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4. I've got 14 left on the rotation, which is 28 weeks. Yeah, I'll come around again before the end of the year. Maybe I won't hit them again. Not hit them all again, but it has a chance of coming out again this year. So we'll see. This is why I was like a bit overwhelmed when I was just starting stuff. Oh, that fell over. Because I was like, I have stuff that needs to be worked on. I have goals. I shouldn't be like going off plan, but it was fun. So yeah, that was a whip. Model stitching, still going well. I've done, since my last video, 2,047 stitches on my model, which I can't show you, but there you go. I feel good when I can tell you, oh excuse me, how much I've worked on. Okay, so I think last video I was talking about it, but I hadn't started. Yeah, because I was talking about Six of Cups, childhood, and I was thinking about Anna, and I was thinking I've got this pattern that I haven't started yet that I should. So this, I can't really show you. Does this have the front cover on? Yeah. So this is a cross stitch kit. There's my Anna. She's so cute. That my dad got me for my birthday. It's one of those stitch a picture kind of thing, and it came with the 14 count printed Ada, but my dad had chosen the satin thread, not the cotton thread, and I didn't know how that would go on Ada, like the roughness of the Ada with, like, you know, it's like DMC satin. It's not silk thread, it's nylon. And then also washing it out afterwards, I was just a bit concerned. So what I've done is, because you get a pattern as well as it printed on the fabric, I didn't need the fabric. So I've started it on 25 count even weave, and I'm doing it 2/1. I'm doing 10 stitch to hopefully make it go a little faster, and it is going quite fast. I'm quite pleased with it. Not a lot to show because this is just the background. This is like the wall, because she sat on the sofa, so there'll be kind of a cushion here at some point. And then this will be, because I'm doing it obviously 25 count rather than a 14 count, it's going to be a lot smaller. So this is as wide as it is. I'm able to get the whole thing on an 11 width Q-snap. I've just got it on this 8 high, because it's obviously going to be a while until I'm in the, need to move it up, and then I think I'll probably extend it to however far it needs to go with like the 11 and then maybe a 14-inch extension, just so I don't squish any, because I don't know how squished satin pops back. Cotton's okay. I'm not too fussed about squishing cotton stitches, but I don't know. Anyway, so it's different doing a full coverage without Pattern Keeper, because that's kind of all of it I've known for the past 5 years or so. I did my big fairy one all from a paper pattern, or mostly from a paper pattern. I think maybe 2 pages or something that Scarlet Quince came out with their version of Pattern Keeper. But mostly now everything's on, the full coverage is definitely on Pattern Keeper or the SQ equivalent. So yeah, working off a paper pattern, and it's difficult for me to look at these colours, because obviously this isn't the colour that she's not yellow. She's not going to come out in like 744 yellow. It's just the symbols that they use, and again, I've talked about my difficulties with certain symbols before. These colours don't really help, but we're getting through it. So what I'm doing is, because it's full coverage, obviously I know it's 220 by 330 stitches, so it's like 76,000 something stitches. So I want to see how far I'm getting through percentage wise. So I'm counting stitches, but not terribly closely. So you see, I've stitched, like, I do cross country. I'm not doing terribly far cross country because it's satin and I don't want the threads to like sag. But I'm kind of filling in as I go, and this is just where this made sense to bring a colour down. Anyway. But I only mark off on the pattern when I've done that whole 10 by 10 square. And this is very shiny paper, so I'm using washi tape instead of a highlighter. So I'm just filling in each 10 by 10 as I go. And then, so this 10 by 10, you see, once I've filled in that colour, or colours that are left in that square, I will mark off a 10 by 10 on the pattern, and then in my Notion, if I only did like these little stitches, I'll still say that I stitched 100 stitches, because I've marked off that and I haven't counted these stitches that I haven't marked off in my pattern yet. Did that make any sense? I understand what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I portrayed that very well. Anyway, yeah. So these are all the colours. Obviously, I'm not going to worry about running out of thread either, because I'm doing it over 25 count. So I'm definitely going to have enough floss, because that was the other concern. I don't know how generous they are with the floss. With it being satin, it doesn't like to sit too well, so I have to tighten them up every time so they don't get too unwieldy. But I've just got them on these cards. It's like tinsel. It's lovely. But yeah, I don't know what colour her face is gonna be, and it might look a bit odd. I'm just worried she'll look a bit shiny. But if the whole thing, it's not just her face that's shiny, so maybe it'll look okay. I'm just interested. But I wanted to start it because it's a picture of her like as she is now. I think the picture was taken maybe 6 months ago or something, I'm not sure. like recently, but she's growing up so fast. Like, she's not gonna look like this forever. So in addition to my model stitching and whatever I'm rolling, and then stuff like Let's Make a Statement and Stitch for Pride and ink circles, round robins, and Anna is a focus somewhat. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. It's going well so far. Anyway, that was that. So I think that was all my stitching that I can show you. I got some haul. Okay. First of all, I got some tarot haul. There was a few things that I've had my eye on, and it came time to check out of the cart. So I got this book by Rachel Pollack, 78 Degrees of Wisdom. This book was recommended to me by a friend, and it's been sat in my basket for ages. It's not like the one that I use, this one, for like reading tarot, like looking up each individual card. It does have that, but in a lot more detail. And I haven't read it enough yet, but it just goes much more in depth about the entirety of tarot. So it's not like a quick reference guide. It's really, really in depth. And Rachel Pollack is very respected in tarot circles. So yeah, looking forward to digging into that. Then I got 2 decks. So I got another copy of the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, because the one that I got first I'm now using as my swap deck, and I wanted a deck to actually use for my own reading. So yeah, this is these are the cards. So this is the first card, which is, you know, traditionally the Fool. This is called Potential, but it's the same kind of, you know, a figure is about to step off a cliff. There's an animal at their feet. You know, you kind of get that, you know, the same symbolism, but maybe just gives you a different view of looking at it. So the Witch is the Magician. These are all female figures in this tarot. The Universe instead of the World. How is that different? Like, what's that telling you? But yeah, and then you've got wands that are like shafts of light. Cups. These really ornate vessels. 10 of Cups, look at that. Beautiful. You got nymphs instead of pages. Warriors instead of knights. Queens as queens. And then spirits instead of kings. Swords. And pentacles. So yeah, really looking forward to getting use for myself out of those. to shuffle them really good. And they're a bit new. You need to break them in a bit to shuffle them really well. So yeah, that's the Intuitive Night Goddess by Lindsay Silverman. They, them. Then the other one that I got was the Neoteric Feminine Tarot. I thought it was a feminine tarot. Is that good or bad? I don't know. So this is the swap that I did with Anna Books and Stitches. She sent me a card from her version of this deck. But there's two versions of this deck. There's like the full picture, and then this one, it has like keywords at the top, and then also if it's reversed. So I really like that one. I haven't got a deck like that, so I might hold this one. I might start doing daily pulls, because I don't do daily pulls for myself. To get the keywords in, like the Michelle one-liners that I have in my head. So yeah, nice little two little decks. Not that I need any more decks, but we love a deck, don't we? So yeah, that was my tarot haul, a book and 2 decks. Hello Treacle that I mentioned before, Amy, who designed the little moth pattern. She is closing her shop of Hello Treacle. She does all the Fuck the Tory stuff. She's not like closing for good, she's merging into something else. I'm really excited to see what it's going to be, because she's just a badass all around, you know, cross stitch, different types of crafts, and craftivism in all its forms. So she had like a bumper sale of the last of her stock of the Fuck the Tory stuff. So I grabbed a few bits. I grabbed some from for a friend, and I grabbed 2 for myself. So this is the like washi masking tape with Fuck the Tories, because I have, oh, let me see. This is the other one that I have, is like a winter one, so I use that for Christmas. And then I've got a flowery one now, and this one's easier to put on like the outside of packages to put in the mail. It looks a little bit less obvious. And then another one of these ones, this like cross stitch one that I like to put on stitchy packages as well. So I got 2 of those, and then she has some of these awesome tie-dyed pieces of fabric, and I think this was like 50p or something, like she was just getting rid of them. This is just a 14 count. I thought that's going to come in handy for something, surely. So that'll go in my stash. So I bought a few other things as well for a friend, but that's what I kept for myself. Now, kit it up swap. My kit finally arrived. It was on quite an adventure. My partner, or who was sending to me, Caitlin. Oh, I can't remember your handle. Stitch, Read, Repeat, Caitlin. She sent it like way before the deadline. She sent it January 12th. I remember because that's my sibling's birthday. And then it kind of didn't get lost because we found it now. But the 14th of Feb, where we're all gonna start the projects that we had been sent, mine still wasn't wasn't here, but that was fine. I wasn't like panicking or anything. But Michelle, Chinook Crafter, who was coordinating the whole thing with Megan, she sent me the tracking info, and it was sat in Dublin. I don't know why it went to Dublin. So we kept an eye on it. It was there for 2 weeks, and then it got sent back to New York, because Caitlin's in Delaware. Did I get that right? Anyway, so I thought, oh, it's getting returned to sender, you know, let my partner know that it might be on the way back to them. And then it came back to Heathrow. I don't know why I had to go to New York to get back to Heathrow. So this is probably one of the most carbon heavy footprint packages that I have. I feel quite bad about it. But it's here now. I had to go rescue it from the post office and pay the customs fee, but it was all alright in the end. So let me show you what she sent, because it was amazing. So this was on my wish list that I'd sent. This is October House Fibre Arts. It's one of their skinny minis. I have 2 other ones of them, and I want to do more. So really happy to have this one. This is Deck the Halls. I should do all skinny minis in like one, and then finish them all, and then I'll have loads of skinny minis to put in bowls, etc. So she sent me the pattern, words, and then the called for classic colourworks. So we've got tiny vine, little sprout, rose petal, and hollyberry. So I've got all the called for colours for that. And then she sent this piece of 40 count Picture This Plus. Ooh. It had it came in a sleeve, and it had the name on it. I don't know where I put the sleeve, but it's a 40 count Picture This Plus. Lovely, like light blue. It's got a little bit of modelling, nothing too drastic. But yes, lovely. And then some little extras. I got 2 Lady Dot Creates finishing. So this is a rickrack called Classic Christmas. It's coming up quite green there. It's a little bit more green-brown in real life, but lovely. And then this tiny pom-pom in vanilla. You know, I love a pom-pom. Some little Kelmscott scissors. I've looked at these so many times. And I think they're so cute. And I didn't know how, like, actually useful they'd be. But actually, they're great. And, you know, obviously perfect size blade for traveling with. So yeah, and then there's more. A lovely set of threads. So this is from Ramble and Roots. I think they're in Philadelphia when I looked it up. And I looked on their website and I got the names of this set. This is the Water Garden collection. So these are all plant dyed floss, and they do fabric as well. And they're so cute. They come on these little pegs. I don't know whether I'll keep them on the pegs or I'll put them on floss drops when I actually use them, because I opened it and Anna saw and she was like, oh, pegs. So she'll probably want to play with the pegs. And I don't know how long they are, how many yards or meters they are, but I think I'll take them off and cut them into regular lengths so I can use them. And then Anna can play with some pegs. So yeah, this is koi, stone, lily pad, water lily, water hyacinth, lichen, lotus flower, waterfall, and sky blue. And that's just my colour palette in a box. It's just wonderful. So thank you so much, Caitlin. It was so thoughtful. Sent a little note as well. And I'm glad it got here eventually. And I will definitely be doing another Kit It Up swap. It was so much fun to buy for my partner and then eventually to get something. A surprise from something on my wish list. So if you want to participate in something like that, make sure you're following Schnook Crafter, Michelle, and Megan Plexi. I still can't say that. I still can't say your name. Your handle. I'll link them below and you can go find them out. But make sure you're following them. They're gonna I hope so. There was talk of another one. And I'm here for it, ladies. So yeah, and then my other haul, it's not really haul, because I already had it, but this is my ice dyeing. So let's do it. So yeah, this started, I was ordering a little pot to keep my hairbrushes in. And the website that I was on was like, oh, if you spend £5 more, you can get free delivery. And delivery is like £3.95. So I'm like, well, of course I'm going to spend £5 to get free delivery. That's how that works. But I hadn't shopped with that shop before, you know, when you just like, you search for what you're buying and then you click products and then you find the best price and then you end up on a website. That's how it worked. So then I was like, okay, cool. What other stuff do you sell? Sorry, Alex came home. I lost my train of thought. I was buying stuff. I needed some more stuff to add to my basket. So I was searching around that website and they did Dylon powder dye. And I wanted to dye something for the Storm poem that I'm hopefully going to do. And I hadn't tried powder dye before, but I wanted to try ice dyeing where you need the powder dye. So I thought, great, I'll just add some colours to my basket and then have a play. So I've never ice dyed before. I looked at some tutorials online. I washed it. I washed the fabric. You know, put it in like a cardboard surround so the ice wouldn't fall off and dye my kitchen. Put some salt with the dye. I guess that helps it stick. I'm not sure. It was an entire experiment. I like how it came out. It's not what I'm going to use for Storm. But anyway, so this was the first piece. So this was a huge piece of 40 count. Woo! Oh my god, it looks so good. Yeah. So I've got no idea what to do with this. It's not kind of what I expected. I mean, it's got like pinks in it. Like a bit of yellow over here. Move on this side. It's just amazing. Like this random splotch. I just didn't realise you get so many different colours with one pack of what is supposed to be smoky grey Dylon. This is just, it's even half a pack sprinkled on top of the ice. Like this bit, this where you see it. like little specks of blue and yellow and, you know, all of those colours when mixed in water that you then add your fabric to gives you the homogenized grey look. But doing ice dyeing, all those different little pigments that are going to mix together don't get mixed together, they just go straight on the fabric. So yeah, I don't know what to call it. Oh, the other thing, so you like let it drain through a cooling rack or a cookie tray, you know, like, and the one that I used is quite old, so it got a little bit of rust on it. So I threw that one out, and I'm gonna buy a specific ice dyeing cooling rack because I've, not that it ruins the whole piece, but you just obviously need to be careful what you're stitching. Stitch around the rust patch. So yeah, huge piece of 40 count. What am I going to do with that much 40 count? So I'm going to send some to Imogen. I already promised them some. But I'll probably bring some to Stitch North and share the love. Because I don't know what to do with it. I just like the dyeing bit. I don't know what I'm going to actually do with it. Yeah. So that was smoky grey. Is that what I said? That's smoky grey. And then, so it was supposed to be for Storm. It's going to be too much for Storm. I need a less mottled. I want it a little bit mottled so it looks a bit stormy, but not as many colours maybe. So I'll have to see. Maybe I've got a different maybe not do ice dyeing for it. Maybe I need to do something else. So then I had two other colours that I bought for the free shipping. Olive green and ultraviolet. So I rummaged through my fabric stash and found everything white that I could just dye. So I had 4 pieces of stuff to do olive green and 3 pieces to do ultraviolet. Oh my god. So let me show you them. Now apart from this one, I can't remember what the other pieces are. I have to like resize them. But this, oh my god. This is 36 count linen. So you see with the linen you get like a much more solid spread. I guess it doesn't spread as far as opposed to the even weave that you get a much more kind of watercolor effect. And because all of these were in the same kind of smush of the cardboard, I think this maybe was at the bottom, and that's why it didn't get as much dye, direct dye, like here. But isn't that so cool? My husband loves this bit where it's got like tiny little bits of the pigment. So obviously that's where it's landed straight on the fabric. It hasn't touched any ice before it. So you get the proper colour, but you could make that a feature in a stitching thing. That would be cool. It's that bit as well. Like it looks like a bird or something. So cool. So that's a linen. And then this is a 28 count, 25 count even weave. And you see that's been in the same dye the same time as the linen. And look at the difference. It's so cool. This looks like malachite or something. Malachite? How do you say it? I don't know what I'm going to stitch on this. But it's so fucking cool. Beautiful. Yeah, I need to like count what the actual count is, and it might have shrunk because of like washing and stuff. You've got to rinse so well. I rinsed forever. I'm glad I'm not on a water meter. Another piece. I think this is a 25 count. Looks like turtle shell as well. And then this, I don't know. I think this was on the top of the pile within the pile of stuff in, because it's much darker. It's still even weave, so it's still going to take the dye the same, but you've got much more intense colour on this one. So that was fun. And then ultraviolet. So this was a 25 count. This was just like a tiny little offcut that I have, and I was like, well, that's perfect for doing something. That's definitely going to come in for something. There's like a line down here where I think I folded it kind of accidentally as I was piling everything in to the one bath, and it's like creased. So that might be an issue with stitching, but I guess it'll just whatever. Super cool. It's another 25 count, 28 count, I don't know. That's like proper tie-dye. It's got like a sloop in it. Wish I knew, like, this is where I don't have the ability to like see things, see the outcome, which is why I kind of find knitting difficult. I can't see how what I do with the fabric when I scrunch it up and put it in the pile, how it's gonna look. I mean, I know that there's a lot of variables and it's difficult to predict that, but the theory of the thing, don't know, it's difficult. And then this is a piece of 18 count Ada. Look at that. I'm not a purple person, but look at that. That's definitely like gemstone. So I think this was on the bottom as well, so it's got a lot of really light, if not still white, patches. But I think that adds to it. No idea what I'm going to stitch on that. And I was like thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't stitch on colourful fabrics a lot. Well, that was the Hello Treacle one, so it's very pink. It's like very purpley. Yeah, I don't stitch on colourful fabrics a lot. I don't know why. These are the things that I've chosen so far in my stitching life. But hoping to do a bit more. So yeah, that was, I included that in my haul because it's I guess the dye was a haul and the ice. Anyway, haul. I think that was it. Kit it up, dyed fabric, Hello Treacle. Yeah. So plans. Dee has released Stitch for Pride March. I mean, it's the 8th of March already. I haven't found time to do my learning, but I've seen the pattern. It looks amazing. My mascara is like all the way down my face. Looking forward to it. Other plans. D20 dice. D20 stitches, D20 dice. Let's see. We worked on the chatelaine. What's going to be next? 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sycamore Gap. Nice full coverage. So the goal on that is to get to 10%. I don't know what percent I'm at the minute. I'm gonna say that I can do it. I'll get to 10% and I'll be able to flip that upside down. Because the past, 3? I haven't been able to turn them upside down. So we'll see. I think that's all. I need to get back to work. I will talk to you soon. Bye.